Sorry for interrupting you, but 5 minutes. So we said you have to sacrifice something good for something better or greater, right?
Yeah. I mean, playing video games is good. Playing with friends even better, but there's something way better than that. And what I was saying when you sliced me in half the last episode
Yeah.
was that in the beginning, you kind of have to give up almost what you do, everything, if you want to make a change. Where let's say programming would take 90% of your time, and the rest will be for your basic needs like cooking, eating, cleaning the house, and all that.
Okay. Okay.
So coding would take all. And then as time goes by, you get better at coding. You won't need to spend as much time you spent at the beginning, so you can incorporate the habits you let go of back into your life. But be careful. Some habits, if they went, you should let them go. Don't bring them back.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah,
know. I mean, that's the easy part when you get into the flow and then you just keep doing it and you build this habit. Then it's easy. But like
yeah,
like everything, the hardest part is the beginning. And now let's imagine you are somebody who has a totally different job and you want to learn programming, or you have a family, or your job is completely different than programming, because programming is like you have to sit on the computer like
yeah.
constantly, right? And you don't have that habit yet. So how
Hmm.
can they do that? Like how can I like make this jump into coding and build this habit if I didn't have it before and I have struggles to do that?
Yeah.
So I can learn it,
Uh,
the habit.
for me, I would say, for me at least, the only moment where I would sit down for quite a lot of hours was to play video games. Other than that, I would refuse to sit down because I was a very active person.
Because it
Like, I
was
wouldn't
fun,
just sit
right?
down. Yeah, like, I wouldn't sit down because I felt like nothing is happening and I felt disturbed by that. So I need to do something like play football or whatever. Actually, before, when I was thinking of what I should do, whether I should get into game development or whatever, because I used to play video games. I was like, instead of playing video games, how about I make video games? But I was like, then I have to sit down the whole day. I'm like, I'm not up for that. That was the only knowledge I had about. I didn't even know what programming is. I just knew that you could make video games, but I didn't know how. And I knew that you would sit down a lot, and I didn't want that. But then 2 years later or 3 years later, I'm here sitting down a lot
But
and
what
doing
made you
exactly that.
do that? Take the leap from standing and being active to sitting down and uh,
I would
neglecting
I would
football.
say Yeah, I would say if you're curious enough, interested enough, and you have things to keep you moving, you would even forget that you don't want to stay there. You would stay there because you learned, because you're improving. That's like the number one motivator for me, learning, improving.
Mm, I see. I
If you don't
see.
like learning and improving, yeah,
Yeah,
fine, skip
I,
it.
I totally get that, because I think your life motive, if I can say it like that, in Germany we say Lebensmotiv, so your life motive. I don't know if that's even an English word, but for you it's knowledge,
Yeah, it
right?
does.
And because some
Yeah.
people they have something which is called prestige, so they need to have this
Mm-hmm.
thing where other people praise them and all the stuff, right? And then for me, for example, it's more like I think
Ginger
it's
tea.
no, no, of course ginger tea as well, but for me it's more like just seeing something coming together, not building something per
Yes.
se like web pages, but more like you start something at level 1, and then at level 70 or so you can do a
Yeah.
specific thing with what you have achieved, and that's
Yeah.
like a vision
And
also.
yeah, I think you nailed it. That's like the when you start something and you start to see results or you start to see its impact, it's like
Yeah.
wow, you get double of the dopamine or whatever,
Yeah,
and
then
you get
it
addicted
just
to that.
it continues. It's like
Yeah,
an upward spiral, right?
yeah,
And yeah, that's why when you can manage to take the leap, then it's a freeway, man. And that's why I recommend to join communities. And that's for this episode, guys. Thank you for joining.